Good afternoon here. Welcome to the Wilkie Show. Today we're going to have a great show just for you. Uh, how to reprogram your financial mindset. Martine and I will be talking on that because it's a generational thing, the way our family thought, our culture, and we're going to really put that attention onto that. So you've got people out there that wants to come and to understand what the cycles they're going through because you want to go to the next level. We got ladies out there that are struggling with all kinds of situations because they want to go up that next level. They're fighting in their bodies, their families, they don't get the support. So ladies out there, just share this video all over the place. There's certainly some ladies down the road that needs to walk out of that level to get into what she's supposed to do, that mission, that calling, that passion. We all created to a level to produce whatever that gift is supposed to produce. So today you got to produce whatever that gifting is supposed to produce. There's a clientele out there. There's a niche for you. There's people who need what you've got inside. So ladies, share this video, this live to all the girls out there that need to walk out of this situation because at one point or time in our lives, you've taken care of everybody, the family, the husband, the children, the uncle, the church, the organization, and you didn't take time to stop and to reprogram your own mind, your own life, your destiny. What are you created to be? God created you to succeed in one specific area, and you got to find out. So today with Martine, we're going to do just that. We're going to talk about this. Martine's going to bring some insights on that. I
Yeah,
think I'm going to say hi to her right now.
everybody.
Yes.
Glad to see you today. Hope you're doing well. We're going to have a great time together. Every Tuesday live, you are with Alan and Martine Wilkie, the duo. Work together, couple, partners, friends, and we are there to help you to succeed your life, dears ladies. This is so important, Alan. I'm talking to my sisters here. They want to
Yeah.
have success and they're frustrated because they know that the level of their life it's not at the level of their potential right now. And we
Hmm.
want to be there to help you to succeed your dreams, succeed your life, succeed your destiny, succeed in your businesses, in every area in your life. This is exactly what I faced, Alan, many years ago. I was
That's your story. That's your story.
successful, in business. I built a resource for deaf women abused. It was unique in the world, was very specific to help this type of woman. And I founded this nonprofit organization. I was managing 22 houses for, abused women with my services for deaf women abused and managing staff and volunteers, 280 volunteers, and working a lot, sleeping in my office, very involved in politics to help to defend the right of people with limitation. And I was really focused, but I didn't have the full pie, the success I wanted in my life. I was frustrated in my body. Financially, I was not really prosper, working a lot for this organization, but not really prosper. I want to have a successful marriage. I was divorced. And wow, very successful in one area in my life, but not all area. And this is what I built after 30 years. I'm a grandmother now. Yes, I'm gonna have 50 very soon, and we are, happy married, Alan and I, grandparents, successful in businesses, and this is why we want to help you to have every, part of your life to be successful.
You've been doing this over 3 decades because if we go back a bit, your story is you studied, and every year you would do, work and a certain to help women. I mean, you were very active. Very at 21, you were building these resources and marketing and getting finances and fight into with the media,
Hmm.
doing conferences, press conferences to get that organization seen and financed. And you were helping a lot of women back then. And
Hmm.
since then, over the 3 decades of that, you've been helping women get the full pie, all that they wanted. Because as you spoke so many times, Martine, you can tell them how every client that comes in for the past 20, 30 years to you, what are they looking for to get out? What's that line? What's that success that you can say that every client, every woman comes in and what are they facing and what they want to achieve?
Yeah, it's different things, but the thing I can say that is the main reason is they're frustrated because they're stuck at certain level in their fulfillment of their destiny, business, finances. They don't have the right support, encouragement. They feel lonely in the path of their success. They they don't understand why they work so much and they don't see the result for what they work for. And this is a lot of this. And you, some ladies, they are multimillionaire, but they still have some, ceiling, some level. They're stuck there, and they're successful people, but they don't understand why after all the journey and the increase now they're stuck there. They want to go higher, or they don't feel like the understanding of their environment, their husband, their family, the people. They have to manage many things at the same time. They feel sometimes overwhelmed. And some others, they just have a struggle. They want to be successful, but at the same time, they they feel guilty if they are really successful. Then this is the kind of all the ladies that come to me, they just want to go higher and they try many things, many online courses, many coaching, but the expertise we have is to help them to synergize the two worlds. And you cannot be successful only in one level. You need to understand the synergy of the two worlds, the spiritual and the natural, and to synergize all the what is the spiritual law with the mindset, the belief system, this this pattern that you have to implement in your life with the right action, the right mechanics, the right natural law. And if you synergize that together, you will have success. And it's unlocking quickly the result in their life.
Interesting. So you got a comment, whatever you're facing, your lady out there, and you're facing these struggles, these challenges, these frustrations. Just put a comment down there. Explain to us, what you're going through, and I think that we can answer all that. Producing videos, we've got a YouTube channel, we've got a community. If you're interested, ladies, to be in a club, a ladies club that people, girls that have the same struggles that you, and they want success. I mean, they want it all. I mean, they're driven. This community will help you build your life, and you'll be surrounded by the right people, Martine.
Absolutely. By the way, please like this video, comment, share this video. If you're watching the video on replay, just put hashtag replay. We want to see you. We want to answer you. We want to be there for you. Then like, comment, and if you're not subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, subscribe right now. We want to stay connected and help you to have the success in your life. I learned this is something that I learned. I'm working with women since 30 years now. I studied social worker in psychology and communication. I built these resources. After that, I helped women. And after that, I became pastor. Pastor now for 20 years. And we are mentoring consultant strategists to help the ladies to succeed their life according to the spiritual law, the law of God, and to work with your faith and activate your faith in every area in your life to be successful. And I learned since 30 years, we learn in this fact that the Zikaron code is working against my sisters, is working against the people, and people, they don't understand this law. It's a law. It's like the gravity. And if you don't understand this Zikaron effect, you will be stuck always in the same pattern, same cycle. And this is something that we have all the tools how to have victory, have to be successful over this bad Zikaron cycle in your life. And Zikaron, it's a Hebrew word that means the memory of what you receive, memory of generation, memory of your culture, memory of, your environment, your education, and it's working inside and outside of you. And without knowing, you are fighting that. And this is why you don't have the success you would like to have.
Everything is cyclical in life, so we can change those cycles or we can just leave them as is and pay the price. So if we're frustrated, we're not satisfied with the cycle, whatever it's a 7 day cycle, a month cycle, a year cycle, 6 months, 3 months, 9 to 5 cycle, and you just want to shift that to another cycle, well, it is possible. I mean, women pay you 25K to spend an hour or two with you personally. And there's women paying you, there's people paying you, multimillionaires, 100K a month. And even at that level, they've got struggles, they got patterns, the synergy of those two worlds. You show them how to connect those two worlds and to fix that cycle, because that's what it's all about. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So, and we've got a community that any woman can come in. It's 197 a month. That it is easy to be part of, a community without being a multimillionaire and learn this stuff. But you've been doing it for a long, long time. And every time you get involved with a woman or somebody, you bring those strategies and concepts. God gave you that gifting to know, to discern, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is very important because some people, they're too much spiritual, some people, they're too much in the natural. We need really to synergize the two worlds together. I never seen a battle in the Bible that was won with just the spiritual or just the natural, was always synergized together. Look at Gideon, look at Nehemiah, look at Esther, look at David, look at everybody in the Bible. They always won first in the spiritual and be preparing the spiritual before going to in the field to go to war, then with the right strategies and concept. This is not just about the spiritual, it's about synergizing the two worlds together. And this is so important because for the financial, to reprogram your mind for financial success, this is what we're talking today. You need to understand the Zikaron effect in your finances. If you don't understand that, you will work hard and not having the result you want. The Zikaron effect, it's an influence spiritually working against you. How many women in your family, in your bloodline, was really successful financially? And not just about money, about fulfillment, about to be at the right place and enjoying to make money in this area. How many women in your bloodline was really successful in the fulfillment of their destiny, making money with their gift, to monetize their value? And this is why maybe you have some problem. Because I learned some people, they look at people around and they say, why this person is so successful? He's not so intelligent. And why this person has an easy success financially? And I'm working so hard and I don't see the result. This is because you don't understand. This person maybe is the third, fourth, fifth generation of people that were successful financially, right? We look at Elon Musk, we look at different people, you can name it. And they have a kind of success because they are the third, the fourth generation of millionaire and people. And some ladies is the same thing. They come from family, they had already success financially. And maybe you're the first in your bloodline. And this is what you have to understand, the Zikaron effect in your life. Because something is working behind the scene, a spiritual force, and a programming, the memory of generation, the relationship with money, the belief system with money, then it's stopping you, it's blocking you to make money. And it's working inside and outside. And if you don't confront the real root of the problem, you will be stuck always in the same place. Alan, I was working very hard, very successful, but I had a good job like my family before. And when I met you, you in the beginning of a relationship, you told me we're going to become millionaire. And I was like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about like Teresa Mother, helping people and just pay my bills. And finally, I never had enough to pay my bill. And you implement in me a new programming, like a new code, then to believe and enlarge my limits to believe that it's possible to be millionaire and not be a mean person, because all this kind of belief system behind the scene was working unconsciously. Oh, people they're rich, they're not nice. People they're rich, they're a thief. People they're rich, they're greedy. People they're rich, they're full of ego. People, and this is why I had this kind of struggle inside unconsciously. What I receive from my education generation, that money was not important, and people they have a lot of money, they're not nice. It was not true. It was not true. I need to change my belief system that the Zikaron programmed in me for so many years.
So good, because it's very interesting because when we looked at rich people, middle class and lower class, in every area, you will have people that are nice and people that are mean. People that are giving and some are just taking at all levels. So if we realize that if we're going to be in a level, because whatever level you are, you will find all kinds of types of people. Nice, not nice, greedy, not greedy. So let's choose the level that we want to be, because it's going to be, humanity is humanity. So that's when we decided, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go a little bit higher. And today there's women out there, ladies, that they've been struggling to that level. And they've been saying to themselves, well, if I go there, it'll be different than who I am.
Yeah.
But at any level, you'll face the same challenges. Might as well do it with money, right? Might as do it with your passion, like you. I mean, you're an example. You started from, you were young, overweight, very overweight. You're top shape today. You're going to 50 years old, mature, top shape, woman, a businesswoman, helping woman, becoming what they want to be in life, whatever level it is. When we look at you, you bear the fruit. Look at the tree. That's what the Bible says. Look at that. When you look at the tree, does it look? There's so many mentors, women mentors and guys out there. They don't even have the fruit in their lives. You look at them, they're trying to coach you into something. They don't have the fruit.
This is
But you have over 3 decades of working, getting women to enter into their promised land, their destiny, their calling. And you're the example at 50 that you can finish well, Martine.
absolutely. And I work on myself. I lost 80 pounds by the spiritual principle synergized with the natural. I work in my marriage to be successful today, because in the beginning our marriage was not so happy. We had 2 leaders. And today we work together so well. We are so, the best partners. I work on myself to be, the woman I am today. And it's not about just reading 1 or 2 books and just wanted to be your coach and explaining to you some principle that I don't live. And this is why for 30 years, working on myself to be 50 years old in 2-3 months. And I just want to be better and better in progress and help you to have the same result, the same fruit in your life. You recognize a tree by his fruits. so many people, and we have to be careful what we see in the social media, people presenting like the big life and everything, but behind the scene, you know how many people I coach, they present so beautiful things and this is not their life. Do you know how many people, they make some money but they're not successful in every area in their life? You know, I know the ladies watching this podcast right now, the desire of your heart is not just having one area in your life, it's to having everything, to have it all. And this is, Alan, something you are a witness of how I felt for my life to have everything. My promised child, when the doctor told me it was not possible for me to have children anymore, to have the marriage I have today with you, to have the body, the shape, the health, the finances, everything, you are witness. And this is why we know how to help people and ladies to have the same fruit, the same result.
Absolutely. I know we've got forgot to tell people that we've got somebody coming in too today that's going to speak about what you do and how you work with women to go to the next level. Somebody who's close to you, and I think that you're an inspiration for a lot of women, and that's why I believe in what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
As your best friend, your husband, whatever, your partner. I believe in what you're doing because I've seen it for over 20 years now,
Mm-hmm.
over 2 decades that you working with women. I remember when I started, I was doing music and you were taking care of, two, three girls. They would want you, you would coach them. So it's been a long, 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 long ride,
Yeah.
but you've helped uh, ladies go become lawyers, judges, build
Yeah.
successful businesses, women that had successful business, hundreds of millions of dollars, and you help them fix their lives behind the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I believe in what you're doing because I saw for over 2 decades the fruit of your work. So I know there's somebody's coming in today. We'll be in agreement with that.
Yes, we're going to welcome our special guest of the day, Lise, that she's coming from uh, Ontario, Canada. Lise will be with us right now and she's joining. It's a wonderful woman that we love so much. Yes, hello, Lise. How are you today? We don't hear you. We just have to open your mic.
Yeah, put your sound on.
Sorry
There we
about
go.
that.
Hello again.
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
It's
for
such an honor to be a part of your life.
Oh, that's good. Amen. Thank you so much for the time you take to be with us and to come to share a little bit of one part of your testimony because you have many things you can
Yes.
share. But we're going to share today about just remember me. How did you know you met us? How did you heard about us?
So I had heard about you through another, like through a ministry in the States, and it was related to your program for weight loss, like your spiritual program. So that's how I heard uh, about you. And then I found out that you were offering so many different programs, and I've been hooked ever since.
That's good.
Yes.
It's a good sign.
Yes,
So
I'm
you
I'm a
started.
life.
Uh, that's
Sorry?
that's good that you started with the weight loss program
Yes,
that I built,
yes, yes.
and after that you discover it was like
The master class.
the master
Yes,
class and also
yes,
coaching, one-on-one
yeah,
coaching too.
yes.
Now you were a woman of faith for many years. How many years now that
Well, I uh in my early 20s, but like it wasn't it was a slow process and a lot of, like hot and cold with God. So yeah, it took a long time. And when I met you, it was like well, it was divine intervention because I had been searching for so many years and I had never felt that lost before. Like it it seemed that I had wasted all like so many years and I wasn't progressing. I wasn't seeing fruit in my life. I wasn't even seeing fruit around me. Like I was in a church. I was involved in like with the women's ministry and we both my husband and I were very involved in the church, but the there was like a void, you know, in my heart. Like I wasn't getting any answers and I wasn't seeing anything that was encouraging for me. I wasn't like there was no one in my life that I could say, you know, I want to be just like that person. I want that life. I want those results. There was no one like that except for people who I was like online, like motivators and coaches and like, except for people like that who aren't part of my everyday life. So yeah, when I met you, it was like, you know, I knew God really cared for me because he answered my prayer.
That's good. That's so good. Amen to that. Then you, when you met us, you met me, you saw the fruit and you said, this is what I want in my life, right?
Yes, yes, like right away, I like to me, like both you and Alan, when like you you're real people, you know, it's like you know right away that it's the real thing, it's authentic. It's not like, you know, look at me on Sunday or when I have a message to give you and then you read, you know, you read stuff about what's really going on in people's lives. Like it's not like that. You know, for the last 3 years, I've never seen anything that doesn't match in your life, that doesn't match with what you teach, with
Mm,
what you say.
mm,
So, you know, there's no price for that because everyone, like we're all looking for mentors. We're all looking for people who can show us the way. But the worst thing that can happen to a person who's looking for a mentor is to find one and then be deceived or be disappointed because of what they discover about, you know, that person. So that's not the case. Like it's and there's no age. Like I mean, I'm going to be 63 and I know you're much younger than me, but like you're still a role model. You're still someone who, you know, I look up to and who I want to be just like you when I grow up.
that's so good. I grew up. I love it. I love it. Now you know you're sharing that, and people can say, "Oh, maybe she knows them for a couple months." But for how long now you're with us? And
For
it,
for 3 years. For 3 years, yes. Yeah. So
and
since
during these 3 years, the first year I remember you were saying like you were a little bit like, "Wow, explain to me." I don't want to put the word in your mouth, but you once sharing that to know that before you have some kind of
yes,
difficulty to adjust because
yes,
you were learning so much in
yes,
short time. Explain that.
I was overwhelmed when I first started to when I first started to attend like the master class every week. I was for a long time I was overwhelmed and you know I went from being very grateful for having found you to being very sad for the lost years and also sad for the people who I knew like in the church, people who are really really committed to God and who love God and want to live for him and not knowing what I was finding out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was like a lot of ups and downs and it took a lot like it took a while for me to come to terms with everything, like to let go of the it's like a grieving period. It's like a loss, you know, a loss of what's familiar, what you know, and you have to start. It's like all of a sudden you have a blank canvas and you have to reinvent yourself, knowing that okay, what I was believing in, what
Mm-hmm.
I thought was real, and the truth wasn't. It was like a lie. So you feel deceived and you're not too sure what to do with that. So that's how I felt. So my life was like a blank canvas of now what?
Mm-hmm.
Now what do I do? Like, who am I? What's my purpose? I knew what my purpose and my calling, I had an idea of what it was, but it looks so different based on what I was just learning.
And
And
after that, the second year and the third year, you started to digest more all this coaching, teaching, information, the code to reprogram your belief system and to become the best version of yourself and to understand more how to apply the kingdom principle and the spiritual law and to have it all in your life and working on it because you're a professional lady. You work, you have your stuff, you fulfill yourself, but you was feeling that something was missing, right?
yes, and it's very progressive. Like the way it happens is you you grow, like your soul changes. You can feel the growth, but it's very progressive. And it's like because of the repetition, because of the way you teach, it's repetitive, and you teach about the like the cycles, the like God's ways of doing things. And so like every year, like I mean, you always say that, give us like a year, give us at least 12 months, and then you'll see the full
Yes.
system, like God's ways of God's way of doing things. So, and that's what happened. Like the first year, I was overwhelmed, and then the second year, like I remember, okay, I remember hearing that last year at this time, and you start applying it. You start like the way you teach. It's knowledge. Like we're given a lot of knowledge, like we a lot of things to study, but it's also a way of putting it into application. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's different too. Like you can be fed spiritually, but
Mm-hmm.
you have no idea how to apply it to
Mm-hmm.
your life. So that's another thing that is wonderful, because you walk away, so okay, no, I know what actions to take, and it's baby steps. It's never anything that's like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do that? It's
Mm-hmm.
always doable.
Amen.
Doable. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
It's from just because, like you said, so many people they give a lot of information, but no structure to implement this information, and it's not bring the transformation. And this is
Right.
what we're working to bring the transformation, not just having a lot of information. That's good, that's good, that's good, but no transformation. It's transformation in every area that we can grow, like you said,
That's
and we can
yes.
grow and have more in our life.
Yes. And it's like when you're talking about the Zikaron, like that was like a huge revelation. It was like a missing pieces to the puzzle, because like in the world of personal development, of self-help, like you often hear coaches tell you like to write your own script. You can write your own story. You can decide how your life is going to go. Well, that's fine, but like I took out my pencil many times, and the story it's never the same story, because you don't even know what you don't know. Like um it's like in real life, you keep hitting, it's an invisible wall. It's
Mm-hmm.
a it's an invisible, like you're hitting something, you're not even aware of what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but things aren't working out. Things are not at all what you hope for them to be.
That's
So
good what you just said because I just want to say you hear a lot of stuff. Take your pen, write the story, the story of your
yes,
life, and do this, do that. But this invisible wall, you work so hard and so much to say, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to put, the effort and everything, but boom, 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 again and again and again to the point you become very discouraged and say,
yes,
what I'm going to do if it's not working and I'm trying to implement all the teaching, coaching I'm receiving in the world, and you find this teaching that I'm giving with the Zikaron, the memory of generation, how this teaching, you're sharing that, but how this revelation and all the principles in this book really impacted your life.
well, for me, the first thing was to identify what was coming against me, like what was attacking my identity, like who I am. And like even the fact that when you started talking about like habits and patterns and cycles that reoccur in a person's life, and it comes down through your bloodline. Like I never given that any thought. And you're not aware that, the same things that you're going through are things that you see within your family, like with the other family members and for generations. So until you become aware of that, you can't do anything about it because, awareness, like it's another common phrase is awareness is the first step. Unless you're aware of something, you can't deal with it. You
Mm-hmm.
can't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So and again, like it's very subtle, like you first hear about it, and then what happened to me is I started seeing it in my family, like my brothers and my sister, and remembering like my parents, like what the things that like obstacles and struggles in their life. And before I received your teachings about that, it was just, well, that's the way it is, that's the way it is in our
It is.
family. Yeah. And then uh so yeah, it was just identifying like what was coming against me, and then finding out how to reverse that with God's word, and
Mm-hmm.
also that it's a spiritual battle. It's not in the natural. So I was trying all my life, I was trying to fix things in the natural, not knowing that the battle is in the spiritual realm,
Mm-hmm.
and that there are specific ways to like go to battle type of thing. You just, it's not just a decision to do it. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have the tools to do it, the weapons to do it.
That's so good what you're saying, because in this book, not only I share where come from the problem, what is the source of the problem, to
Yes.
identify, to be aware, because awareness is the start of to take control. If you're not aware, you're not gonna dominate in this aspect in your life. You're gonna be dominated because you're not aware. But now after that, the other part is how to use the spiritual weapons, how to use, the spiritual law to overcome this invisible wall, this influence, this pattern, this paradigms. Did uh, the way that I explained the spiritual law and weapons to use to overcome that? Did you heard that before? Did you?
No.
It was
No,
only.
never. No, the way to go to battle, like spiritually, I like I mean, all I knew was what is being taught in churches, like to pray and to almost like to beg, God for help, and even when I worked up the courage to go for help, like to speak to a pastor or someone like someone in leadership or whatever, I never got any like tangible advice, like something that I could really put into practice, other than fasting, praying,
Mm-hmm,
and begging
mm-hmm, and waiting.
and waiting. Yeah, waiting. Yeah. I don't know why I forgot
One
about that
day.
one, but yeah, yes, yeah. So the way you explain it in your book, like it's all in steps, and it's like I said earlier, it's easy to understand because it's written for people who want to learn, not experts or in like authorities in the field. It's no, people who are really wanting to turn their lives around. So there's steps, how you do it, and it's just like God's word, really, because God, like when you study the Bible the way you teach it, it's like God teaches you what to think and how to think. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what you do. That's the way you do it. Like this is what you do and this is how you do it. So it's easy to come into alignment with with the right way of doing things because you know exactly what needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a treasure hunt. You
Mm-hmm.
you have what you need you know to take it up to another level.
This is so good because a lot of ladies is watching this show right now, and they have to understand they're facing also an invisible wall that try to keep them at the same place, same disappointment, frustration, battles, level. They are not able to reach the next level in their life. What do you have to say to these ladies with this book and the principle and all the rest that we coach in our, business of coaching?
Well, to me, it's like it's the missing link for success. It's what we need if we want to go up. Like, and it's not just financially or in the business world or like professionally you want to be successful. It's in every sphere of your life, like your family, your children, your health, everything. And it's the missing link because that's how we identify, what the problem is. And without that teaching, without that knowledge, you'll only go as far as your natural abilities will allow you to go. Like we all have strengths. And if you're really like, there's a lot of people who have very strong personalities, and to most people they appear as though they're very successful, and they're, if I could only be like that, I know I would be successful. But it's their natural abilities that are getting them there. So they also hit a wall. We're not aware of the wall, but they also hit a wall. So
Mm-hmm.
regardless of where we are in life, whatever the struggle is, whatever like breakthrough that you are praying for, that's the answer. That's the answer to reach your breakthrough, because it's the only way to get through that invisible boundary. It's
Mm-hmm.
the only way, because you identify what the problem is, and then you're given the tools to fight, like to turn things around.
That's
God's way, like the spiritual way, which is the only way to do it.
That's so good. Two last questions, two last things I want to discuss with you. Time just flies so good. You have to come back, Lise, on
Oh
your
yeah,
reprogramming
anytime.
show. That's so good. I appreciate, by the way. A lot of people, they think like, or they receive like a kind of teaching religiously to break the generational curse and this and that. And I broke this curse, then it's supposed to be changed and it's supposed to have the result. But so many people, they say, we broke that, we took authority, but things is not changing. I don't see the result in their life. uh, they're missing this part of course, to identify, recognize, and rebuke, but all the programming, all the code from Zikaron inside of us and outside, it's not understood by the people. And this is why you said that for the spiritual warfare, you heard some stuff, but you learn more and deeper how to really change your life. It's not just about breaking something, it's about to become the real version of
Beings.
yourself, right?
Yes, yes, and you always like that. That's the number one key. It's all about identity. Like when we talk about like weight loss, for instance, that's been like, that was a struggle for me, and like up and down all my, like for many 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 years. But I discovered that it was because I wasn't changing who I was, like my identity. I was still, even though like the scale would show like, a number that I liked, inside, I was the same person. And I was turning to food for the same reasons. I was like the habits and the patterns that were passed down in
Yes.
generation, like that was my way of dealing with things. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a generational curse,
Yeah.
that kept being passed down, and that was showing up in my life like regularly. I would like conquer the problem, and then it would come back, and then again and again. So it was like a yo-yo in my life, like a cycle. So, and you mentioned that in your book too, that it's all like your teachings, the master class, it's all about identity,
Mm-hmm.
because your real identity, like the one that brings us the results that we don't want, is like a counterfeit identity. It's not the identity that God gave us.
Mm-hmm.
And until we embrace that identity, we're going to keep getting the same results that we've been getting.
That's so good. To remove, to be the placebo of the generation, to be like the same
Yes,
template, repeating the
yes,
same thing, and just embracing who am I? What is my identity in God? How God created me, and to become co-creator with God of
yes,
the life I was created for, and to
yes.
take position and authority in this call, and to be co-creator with God for the life that I dream for, you know. And
Yes.
the last thing before we're gonna finish this podcast, I just want to share that I'm very proud of you.
Thank
You
you.
step out of your comfort zone. You decided to, you know, so many people, they can hear information, but they're not gonna push to work on this and to transform their life. And you did it. You do it, and I'm very proud of you because you're very determined to you know, to succeed your life or what you call, to become the best version of yourself, and to get everything that God promised you. Then I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of you.
That means so much. Thank you.
And the things that I'm proud also, you were not in the beginning, you were not supported by your husband. He was not on board. But you decided, you, to invest in yourself. If I change, things will change. If I invest in myself, I'm gonna, you know, change the manifestation in my life. And today your husband is on board with you. He is with you in all your what you receive. You receive also. You know, you're not the kind of, a lot of women, they're waiting after their husband or their boss or the government or somebody to change their life. You decide to invest in your life, invest in the coaching with us, and you see the result now that is impacting, you know, your family, your children, grandchildren. How do you feel about that the decision you took to start to take your coaching and to invest in yourself, and you see now the impact, the manifestation in your life?
Well, that's nothing short of a miracle. Like I never expected that to happen, like with my husband. But like Alan often says that I remember him saying that when you change, like things change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Change yourself and things will change. And it's so true. It sounds simple to do, but
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult to do. But it's true. Like if you go to work on yourself and you're really focused about what you want, like things just happen in your life, in your surroundings. And that's one of the greatest blessing, because it's very difficult when in a couple, like as a couple, if especially like if one really wants to follow God and the other one resists, like it's a constant battle. It's very difficult because it seeps into every area of your life. It's not just the just the one thing. So like it's a huge blessing to be able to like follow you like on in the master class together and talk about your teachings. And no, it's the most precious gift.
That's so good. The last word. Do you think people, they have to get this book?
Oh yes, if they want to, if they want their life to turn around, they have to get that book.
That's
They
so
won't
good.
regret it. It's a huge blessing.
Then you can click on the link below and get the book right now. You're going to receive so much. I receive so many comments right now of people, they're, you know, getting the book and say, whoa, wow, 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 is the
Oh
wow
yeah,
effect. And you need that if you're very serious to change your life and to see the result. Thank you so much, Liz, for
you're
today.
welcome. Thank you. Thank you
Hallelujah.
Thank you
both.
very much.
Good. Yeah. Thank you.
And by the way, anybody that wants that book, it's on Amazon. Any of your books, weight loss, whatever you, because across the years you've worked a lot with those books, but you're on Amazon, and anybody that goes in on Amazon could find you. And I'm proud of you, and thank you for being here today, Martine and Lise too. That that difference that you make and continue doing, and the difference in the lives of those women are very impactful. On that, every week we're there.
Oh, yes. What a great show today. Great podcast. If you like it, put a like, comments. And if you have questions, ask and you shall receive. We're going to be there to answer your question. Then
Yep.
we're going to see you next week, same time, same day, same place. And invite people, because this show can really impact your life and bring you higher and to fulfill what your heart desires, to be successful in every area in your life, then we were blessed to be with you. We bless you, and we're going to see you next week.